This was the most hotly anticipated and probably the best games of 2018, proving that Rockstar has once again pulled it out of the bag with Red Dead Redemption 2. A giant western open-world epic, it lets you live the cowboy life, riding horses into the sunset, saddling up with a posse, and brawling your way through every bar in the Old West. It has Rockstar's signature attention to detail with the 4K capabilities of Sony's PS4 Pro console, bringing the era to life.
If you're looking for a PS4 Pro showstopper, Ratchet & Clank is a great place to start. It's like playing a Pixar movie, with its colorful visuals, lovable characters, and world-hopping sci-fi plot. And it's actually a great case for the merits of not quite native UHD 4K on the PS4 Pro. Rather than pumping up the resolution count to its maximum, Ratchet & Clank makes clever use of a technique called temporal injection. It's essentially a very efficient and fancy upscale, pushing the image quality up to a 2160p standard and removing jackies without the strain of a native resolution push. At a capped, consistent 30 FPS, and with HDR support switched on, you're left with a blisteringly beautiful shooter that looks out of this world.
Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 Pro is absolutely gorgeous, even if it's not native 4K. When played on Sony's ultra-powerful console, Marvel's Spider-Man is able to achieve a native resolution of 1440p at a rock-solid 30 FPS frame rate, which is then upscaled to 4K. This impressive feat is possible thanks to dynamic resolution scaling that will raise or lower the level of detail depending on how frantic the action is. That said, before you go and bemoan the fact that it's 30 frames per second, the game looks absolutely gorgeous and plays beautifully on the console. In our time with the game, we barely noticed the lower frame rate, and the up-res visuals more than made up for it in the long run. If you need a colorful, HDR-ready showcase for this system, this is it.
Think Jurassic Park, but with robot dinosaurs, and you're on your way to the breathtaking action that Horizon Zero Dawn offers. From the minds behind the Killzone series, the open-world action-adventure was a revelation when it launched in early 2017, being one of the most sophisticated sandbox titles available to PS4 owners. From sneaky stealth sections to gigantic face-offs with hulking Mecharexes, it got the heart pumping. But perhaps most impressive was its visuals. It particularly shone on the PS4 Pro, where its 4K HDR visuals brought the flora and fauna of a post-human future dazzlingly to life. It's a PS4 Pro showstopper and a great way to show off the machine's capabilities.
Easily one of the most visually stunning games on the PlayStation 4, or on any console for that matter, God of War takes the series to epic new levels when it comes to presentation. The game looks incredible when played on the standard PS4 console, demonstrating just how absurdly talented the team at SIE Santa Monica Studio is when it comes to optimization. However, when played on the PS4 Pro, the game kicks things up a notch. In the game's settings, you'll find two graphics modes, favor resolution and favor performance. Naturally, the former makes the game look especially crisp and clean, bringing the resolution up to checkerboard 4K and holding steady at around 30 FPS, while the latter displays a 1080p and sticks close to around 60 FPS for the majority of the time. As cinematic as it is, we had no problem playing God of War on the favor resolution setting, as we were able to enjoy the incredible detail put forth by the game. Utilizing the additional resolution to see pores and lines on characters' faces, and the insane level of artistry in their costumes and armor, just makes the whole game even more impressive, if you ask me. It also helps make the game's HDR presentation even more eye-popping.
Ghost of Tsushima launched on PS4 and PS4 Pro, with some additional modes on the latter. There's a favor visuals option for Pro users that drops the locked 30 FPS for a pretty consistent near 30 FPS experience. For the trade-off, you get a much better image, a must for those using a 4K TV. That boost in graphics is really felt in Ghost of Tsushima, which features one of the prettiest open worlds in gaming. You play as Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima, an ex-soldier who must employ new tactics in order to enact his revenge on his enemies. In essence, he becomes a silent assassin, using tools like smoke bombs and a grapple hook to gain the advantage. As you make your way across Tsushima, you'll clear camps full of enemies, solve environmental puzzles, and discover hidden secrets. A great option for fans of stealth action.
Final Fantasy VII Remake does more than simply bring the classic JRPG into the modern realm. It's technically a remake, sure, but one that plays with the story in interesting ways, spinning it off into something that stands on its own, separate from the original. All of the characters you know and love are still here, but thanks to the power of the PS4 Pro, they're more emotive and realistic than ever. This is a truly gorgeous game, one that still looks amazing when compared to other JRPGs released in the last few years or so. While Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't quite cover even half of the original's plot, it does flesh things out with some neat side content. The combat is best in class, making battles feel epic as you learn how to make use of each ally's unique blend of magic and physical attacks. Excellent boss battles, bookend chapters, and there's more than one twist that'll leave you questioning what's that done for in the next installment.
Death Stranding had us worried for a bit. When Kojima Productions' first title was announced back at E3 2016, it did so to a confused and excited crowd, and the path to launch didn't see these feelings change much. They just swayed more into the confusion side. We saw bottled babies, sea otter costumes, and even the appearance of Conan O'Brien. And every new trailer filled us more with fear than hype, but it was all worth it. Death Stranding is an incredible title that is equally beautiful and unique, especially when played on the Pro. Without giving away too much, the premise is that you step into the shoes of delivery man Sam Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, who delivers special cargo in the wake of the Death Stranding, a mysterious phenomenon that wiped out many innocent lives. But obviously it's not all that simple. Death Stranding is something to be experienced. It's definitely an essential PS4 Pro game, if not the essential PS4 Pro game.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is stunning as it is, but add in PS4 Pro enhancements and it's truly a magnificent looking game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the most recent addition to the epic Assassin's Creed RPG franchise. Odyssey is set during the Peloponnesian War and sees you stepping into the sandals of either Alexios or Cassandra, as they try to uncover the truth about their history while navigating the turbulent world of ancient Greece as a mercenary. Odyssey is a graphically stunning PS4 game that'll take you to the heart of ancient Greece, easily securing it a place in our collection of the best PlayStation 4 games. Just make sure you have the time to play it because there are over 100 hours of content to enjoy here.
Sony's smash hit conclusion to Nathan Drake's globe-trotting adventures makes good use of the PS4 Pro, though don't expect it to massively alter the already sumptuous feel of the original. The PS4 Pro's update for Uncharted 4: A Thief's End pushes the resolution up to 1440p, which is a marked improvement over the original's full HD limits, even if the intense action makes a 30 FPS target the goal. What is appreciated, though, is the HDR implementation. Traipsing through old tombs by lamplight or seeing the sun filter through dilapidated shantytown and jungle trees looks astonishing on the PS4 Pro.
The Witcher 3 is still one of the best RPGs you can play in 2024, and after a ton of updates, it's a great time regardless of where you play it. While the PS5 will get you all of the bells and whistles of the next 10 updates, the PS4 Pro patches are also impressive. 4K has been improved and performance is better across the board. In a sense, The Witcher 3 has always been impressive graphically, especially when you consider the sheer size and scale of its open world. There's even additional areas to explore thanks to the DLC, so it's well worth picking up on your PS4 Pro. Thanks to game saves carrying over from consoles, you won't lose any progress either. Whether you spend hundreds of hours hunting down monsters to slay, or just sitting in a tavern playing Gwent, you're bound to have a great time.
The Last of Us Part 2 was one of the very best games released on the PS4, and it's even better on the PS4 Pro. You'll get a 1440p visual upgrade, which really sings when paired with The Last of Us Part 2's absolutely stunning world.
There are large maps to explore, as well as dark hallways and abandoned buildings, all making use of the extra power on offer. In terms of story, The Last of Us Part 2 is a must-play. It's sprawling, devastating, and full of twists and turns from the very beginning. While the gameplay unfolds similarly to how it did in The Last of Us, there have been a number of tweaks and additions that make things feel distinct. Ellie is faster, stealthier, and more capable, able to go prone in long grass and make use of a wider variety of weapons. Enemies are more lifelike too, reacting to the deaths of their allies, and even learning to adapt to your tactics over time. Scarier, more action-packed, and more emotional than its predecessor. The Last of Us Part 2 is a must-play on PS4 Pro.
Considered one of the greatest video games of all time, Shadow of the Colossus is better than ever on PS4, with its Pro update giving the game some big enhancements when it comes to visuals and performance. Shadow of the Colossus offers two graphical settings. Performance mode offers smooth gameplay targeting 60 FPS at 1080p, while the cinematic mode plays at a higher dynamic 4K resolution with enhanced textures, all while holding a solid 30 FPS. Regardless of the mode you choose, the team at Bluepoint has brought some other tasty visual treats to their remake of the Japanese classic, including a beautiful new lighting engine, which looks incredible when combined with the game's HDR support, and some advanced rendering techniques which make things like fur on the colossi look especially realistic. Simply put, the enhancements offered by the PS4 Pro version make this the definitive presentation of Shadow of the Colossus, offering a visual experience unlike any other.